putting yourself out there on video feels terrifying to you, then you're so not alone. But here's the truth. Video is one of the fastest ways to grow trust with your audience and therefore build your business in 2025. In fact, 93% of marketers say video delivers a strong return on investment. And that's because people trust what they can see and hear. That's according to HubSpot, no less. Hi, I'm Joe. I help introverted entrepreneurs like you turn your unique qualities into marketing superpowers. And if you're new here, hit subscribe for more tips on growing your business as an introvert. So it can really be difficult to think about putting yourself out there in general as an introvert, right? Even just thinking about that kind of makes me cringe. I don't want to put myself out there. I want to be here in my cozy little office studio setup. But you know what? Let me tell you that it has completely changed my business. I use video now in my emails. So I send video emails. I use it on my website. I use it when I make offers in some cases. I use it on social media. And the result of all this video is building trust with so many more people and scaling my business. So you can really make tremendous progress by building more trust with more people through the leveraged effect of asynchronous video. When I was starting out my first business as a translator, I think even putting a website up, like a basic website, made me feel like under the microscope, like everyone was judging me and looking at me, and even having one picture of me out there on the internet felt terrifying. And also, like, sometimes people would say, never put a picture of yourself up on the internet because people can clone it. Or today people are saying, don't put a video of yourself because AI is going to clone you. Well, look, that may be true. We may all be subject to being cloned. But let me also tell you that all of us are already out there on the internet. The big four have already collected a ton of information about all of us, unless we've been, living under a rock or something. And so you are already out there unless you've managed to completely protect yourself from being out on the internet. And so my argument is, if we're already out there, why not use our image to our advantage? Why not curate our online presence instead of being a victim of whatever identity may be created truthfully or untruthfully by big companies that use our social media and other information? So I believe in using video because it's massively rewarding on a business level. And also, I'm curating my presence online. I'm taking control of it. I'm not letting other people define who I am. Now, if I ever get cloned, it's an AI clone, of course I'm concerned. I'm concerned about my voice being cloned too, but that doesn't stop me from creating valuable content for my people. And it doesn't stop the thousands of other, maybe millions of other creators out there that are very successful at using likenesses of themselves that are helping to grow their business on the internet today. So that's sort of how I interpret it for what that's worth. Okay. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 specific tips that you can use to start creating video, even if you're an introvert, even if you hate the idea of doing video, even if you never want to do it. If you dare to take a baby step and try a 1-minute video, for example, on your social media of choice, I think you're going to find that it's incredibly rewarding, and most people, by and large, will support you and root for you, and they want you to succeed. So I'm going to show you how you can start creating your first videos. We're going to talk about your mindset, your equipment, and what the heck to afford, since that's a crucial question as well. Let's start with mindset. So for us as introverts, we tend to see introversion as a weakness, as a liability, right? And we think that people who are naturally extroverts, who are very comfortable around other human beings, who love being the center of attention, we think that's an advantage in business, right? Since visibility does matter, and it really does. But here's the thing. When you're an introvert, you have something that many people do not have. And for many of us introverts, it is innate, and that is our authenticity. We are unable to act like someone we are not. I'm thinking about certain circles I move in, certain people that I regularly see, and I don't act like them. They like to talk loud. They like to congregate in large groups, and that's not me. I can't do it. So when I hang out with them, I'm still myself and I'm quiet. I'm going to be off in the corner. But you know what has changed over the years is that I have accepted it. I no longer see it as a weakness. It's like, nope, I got my superpower, which is being an introvert. I like having deep conversations, not superficial ones. I'll be over there in the corner with the chips, and I'm cool with that. And often other introverts will gravitate toward me, and I'll connect with them, and I'll have a small number of conversations at networking events with people who are key people of influence. So my authenticity is my superpower. That's how I see it. And I encourage you to see it that way as well. Second of all, introverts, by and large, at least, more serious, intellectual, introverted people, they tend to be very thoughtful people who prepare for things. I don't know about you, but most of the introverts I know tend to prepare for meetings. So by the time that we step into a room together, whether it's on Zoom or in person, they're coming with like a whole bunch of notes. They're ready. They've done their homework. They've done research. They're thoughtful people who are well prepared. Well, let me tell you that is great news for video, because if you leverage that, when you create video, you'll be well prepared in terms of what you're going to say, having some valuable content, And that actually brings me to the third mindset shift, which is about empathy. Introverts tend to be empathetic people. That means we tend to think about things from our client's perspective or our business partner's perspective, right? And this is good news because when you're creating content, that's exactly what you should be doing. Is you're creating content that connects with what other people need, what they want, what they desire. You're going to speak to genuine concerns that they have. And believe it or not, even in 2025, not a lot of people are doing this right. If you create content that is really about connecting with what other people need and you are of value and of service to them, then I guarantee your your videos will be successful and they will connect in a very, very deep and profound, wonderful way. So I encourage you to think about your introversion as a strength in terms of being thoughtful, well prepared, and also being empathetic in terms of your content. That actually brings me to the whole idea of your mindset. I wouldn't say it's just about your mind, it's about your body, it's about your entire being, it's about your heart set, if you will. To borrow the term from Robin Sharma, he talks about your heart set. So I really believe in this stuff about heart set. And when I'm recording, what enables me to do it, even though I'm totally an introvert, is the fact that I'm coming from a place of service. I'm not here doing this video trying to prove myself. I'm not doing this to perform. I'm not putting on an act. No, my mindset is if even one person watches this video and it helps them in some actual way, then it's totally worth all the effort that I put into it. And by the way, this is my second take. I messed up my first take because my video recording software stopped after 10 minutes. It just froze. So, for me, it's only worth putting this much effort into video if I'm helping someone, but that also puts me in the right heart set so that when I'm recording, I'm not nervous because I'm not performing. I'm not putting on an act. I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not trying to impress me either. And so one part of this too is like, I give you a really valuable tip here, and other people like actors teach this too. I don't keep a little video of me open while I'm recording this. So I push that off to the bottom of my screen where I can't see myself. So that way I don't see myself, because if I saw myself up on the screen, I would be nervous. That's part of the mindset shift is I'm recording this video for you, for the viewer, to help other people. And so I put the image of me speaking down out of sight so it doesn't bother me, because the focus is on you and being of service. And that's what enables me to create content that I hope will be truly valuable and make a difference in the world. So I also encourage you to switch up your mindset in terms of, it's not so much putting yourself out there. Putting yourself out there can be very frightening, thinking about lots and lots of people looking at you and judging you. And yes, some people will be judging you, and that's okay. We have to get over that mindset as well. We're not there for everybody, right? We're there to connect with our tribe. And also, it's not so much about getting out there. Like, you don't want to think about, I'm speaking to a massive crowd. No, it's actually really about speaking like you're having a one-to-one conversation. So again, it's coming from that place of service, and also speaking to the camera like it's a one-on-one conversation. My personal tip for this is I like to think about it like I'm answering questions, because I happen to love Q&A sessions. Like, I'm the Q&A guy. I love doing calls where people just ask me a bunch of questions and I come unscripted and answer. That's where I'm at my best. I will really be nourished by everyone's good, positive energy. And I love teaching and I love explaining things. I'm super patient. I can do it for hours and hours and I don't even get bored. That's just my thing. So I think about videos as answering questions. I'm answering questions right now. I keep getting the question, how can I record my first video? That's why I'm creating this video. And that's why it feels great and authentic to do so. Okay. So those are some mindset tips that would have shaved literally years off my learning curve if I had known them back in the day. I hope they're helpful to you too. Let's now jump into equipment. So you can record simply on your phone. In fact, my iPhone has this cool thing called cinematic mode. So that means that you could have like the background blurred and you're in the foreground and you look amazing. Just like a TV set. Like, it's incredible what you can do with a simple phone today. You can record great videos and you can actually post straight to socials if you want from your phone. So you can use that. If you want to get fancy, you can get a little clip-on lavalier microphone. So, that's another option. There are also microphones you can directly plug into your phone that will just pick up the sound a little bit better if you find that your sound's a little bit tinny, because it's true that the quality of your sound matters just as much as the quality of image. So if you're going to invest in one thing for your video, believe it or not, I don't think it's the video you should invest in. It's your microphone. You should have a microphone that will bring out all the different qualities of your voice, including the lower tones that tend to build trust a lot. There's good research that's been done on that, by the way. The lower parts of the voice tend to build trust and authority. So regardless of your gender or how high or low your voice is, you want to go and get those lower tones so that you don't sound tinny and you won't sound at your best. Okay, so you can simply use your phone and a microphone. Alternatively, you can use your webcam, and you can, if you do so, I do recommend that, again, if you're going to invest in one thing, invest in a good microphone. I'm using a Blue Yeti. I can show you this a little bit better. A Blue Yeti microphone. I love these microphones because they're directional, so it's picking up sound coming from me, not sound from my dog barking, which is really great. This microphone cost, I think, $100 US, something like that. And I've never looked back. Like, people tell me all the time how great the audio sounds in my live calls and my videos and stuff. And it's just like, yeah, get a Blue Yeti. It does the job. It's just perfect. It's so easy to use and it sounds amazing. So if you're going to invest in one thing, like, don't worry too much about having a perfect image, but quality of your voice matters a lot. I won't get into all the different webcams out on the market. If you can get 4K, that's great, but you don't have to. You can also get really fancy like me. I've upgraded over the years and I now use a DSLR camera, but that will be the topic of a separate video. That's like more of an advanced tip. And now I also want to talk about lighting. So you can get a fancy studio setup like I have here, but you don't need that to make a great video. The best way to get amazing lighting is just to put your phone, if you're recording with your phone, put the phone in front of your window. So you should have that light from the window in your face. And that is all you need to have not only good light, but also dimensions, a little bit of dimensionality and depth in your images as well. So having a video behind your camera is the easiest, most amazing tip you can have to look great without having to spend, $1,000 on professional soft lighting and mood lighting and all kinds of stuff like I have here. Okay, and I also want to mention another great tip. I put it under the section of equipment, but it's really more of a mindset thing. You can also take a picture of your ideal client or ideal viewer and put it right underneath. You're going to clip it right underneath your lens, your camera lens. This is a great tip I learned from an acting teacher. So you simply take an image of either an existing client or someone you'd love to serve one day, and they should basically meet the criteria of the types of people that come to you for your services. So my audience tends to skew more toward women 40 plus who are either retooling their career or want to grow their business, who are a little bit more on the introverted side, and who are actual legitimate experts in their field and looking to grow their business. They're not amateurs. They're not 20-year-olds trying to become millionaires overnight. I'm intentionally serving the people that I connect with most deeply. And so you can take a picture of that and put it right underneath the lens. Your viewer will not see it, but for you, it will help you get in the right mindset. I personally am not using that right now because I feel like I did that for a long time and I don't really need to anymore. I've recorded enough videos where it's just become almost second nature to me. And it's really, for me, it's all about answering a question. If I'm thinking I'm answering a question, it's like I go into video mode and I'm in the flow, even though I'm a super shy person. And by the way, like, people who know me in other areas of my life, I have family members that will see a video like this and be shocked at the fact that I'm comfortable on camera because I'm super uncomfortable in certain social situations as an introvert. But it really is about the mindset. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about equipment, and now let's wrap up this video with what to say. So the easiest thing to create content around in terms of super valuable video is to answer a frequent question that your ideal client has. This video is an example because a lot of coaching clients of mine say, hey, I'd love to do video. I know it's super good for getting traction and building trust, but I'm not comfortable as an introvert doing video and putting myself out there. So I'm answering a frequent question, and that takes the burden off of me because I didn't come up with the idea for this video. It's my audience who has this question all the time. And I'm now answering that question, and that puts me in a good state of mind for doing this kind of video. So answering a frequent question. And then you want to keep it really short, right? If you're doing a video for YouTube, it can be longer like this one. I actually like long form content on YouTube. That's what made me start thinking maybe I'll start posting on YouTube. I like the longer content where people dig in and it's a little bit more thoughtful and people talk about mental models and different frameworks for things and they go in depth. I don't like get rich quick, 2 tips. I'm not big on those like 1 and 2 minute videos personally. But all this to say, if you're doing YouTube, you can do all different lengths and a mix is recommended. But if you're posting to social media, 1 minute is the max. You want to keep it short, right? My most successful videos on LinkedIn that got tens of thousands of views and lots of engagement, lots of people writing to me, those were like 10-second videos, literally 10 seconds. Sometimes I even taken videos and I've reduced them into GIFs. So it's just like frame. People see it in a few seconds and they get value immediately out of it. And that has just been massively successful. So you can keep it super short. Even one minute, I'm finding in 2025, 1 minute is that's a lot of time. 1 minute is a long time for a lot of people. So you might even aim for something shorter in 2025. Attention spans are short. Now, what should you put into that video so you can use the answer question framework? The other thing you can do is, I like to call it story bridge CTA. What do I mean by that? Start with a story, something that happened to you maybe, or something that happened to a client of yours. Then give a bridge. So connect it back to your offer or your service, and then have a final call to action. So Let me give you an example of this right now. Right before I recorded this video, and this is a true story, I went outside without a jacket and I thought I'd be warm enough. So I got my dog ready to take the walk, put her in her leash. I got all dressed, got all ready to go, put my phone away in its little designated space in my house, went to go take my walk. But then after 3 minutes, I had to come back because it was absolutely freezing outside. So I was kind of irritated at that point. I could have avoided that just by stepping outside and just checking the temperature and then putting on a jacket, right? Video is the same way. People are often unprepared and then have to redo their first few videos. If you simply take 1 minute to do a quick test video to make sure your sound is working right, your background looks right, you're in the right mindset, you got your notes ready, then you will avoid irritation of having to start over again and again, just like stepping outside your house. Just do a quick check to avoid like the hassle of getting all ready for nothing. Okay. And so you see how easy that was? That was pretty meta, but I just told a story and connected it to my offer. I connected it to my topic. That's how easy it is. Story bridge, story bridge, story bridge. And then if you want to go a step further on social media, you can have a call to action, like drop a comment if this resonates with you, or, has this ever happened to you? What's your story? The more specific you can be in your comment requests, the better I found. You can also invite people to share if they love the content. And in some cases, I intentionally don't have a call to action. So I don't believe all those social media gurus who say always have a CT. I disagree. I've had a lot of my most successful posts online that have not had any call to action, but intentionally I made them very low text. I made it very short video with very high value, and they got shared like crazy on the internet. So you do not always need a call to action. That is complete. You can intentionally make some content highly shareable content when it's short, it provides real value, and it's shareable material without a lot of fluff. Okay, so story bridge call to action is another wonderful framework. If you use answering your client's questions and StoryBridge CTA, you can also mix the two together, but those two frameworks will give you pretty much unlimited content that will be very high performing and get traction. You know it'll get traction because you're answering people's questions and you're sharing personal stories and anecdotes that people will relate to. So those things will always be in vogue. They will still be in vogue 5 years from now, 10 years from now, in my opinion. Even with AI changing the game, those things will never go out of date because people always want their questions answered, right? That's never going to change. And people love learning about other people's stories and connecting with them more deeply. That's human nature. It's very, very powerful. So we've talked about mindset shifts, equipment setup, and we've talked about what the heck to record to be successful with your video. Remember, you got this. Even if you're an introvert, you can build trust with your clients and be very successful with your online business. Build trust, not gimmicky funnels. And I want to recommend as well that after you watch this video, you go and record a 1-minute video on your phone. Take out your phone and answer a frequent question, or start with a story, tie it back to your services, and have a call to action. If you do that 1-minute video, I think you're going to find it's surprisingly easy. And you could actually have some fun with video, right? It may seem scary at first, but even for introverts, video can be a lot of fun if you get in the right mindset and even the right heart set to create truly valuable content. So I hope that this has been valuable for you, and I will see you in the next video.